Hey everyone, how you guys doing? I love Superman. I'm not really that in love with him because I don't really follow him outside of his movies, but I do love Superman, mainly because of what's in this box right here, this great DVD set that I picked up about 7 years ago. I love Christopher Reeve's Superman from 1978. It's clearly one of my favorite movies of all time, and I think it's the best superhero movie ever. There hasn't been a superhero movie that ever came along that really ever changed my mind of that. I even like Superman 2, but I really love what Richard Donner did with his own cut of Superman 2. Now 3 and 4 can be, I'm just going to try and forget those. And I really do love the 2006 Bryan Singer film Superman Returns. Mainly because it is kind of in that same atmosphere, and it had me emotionally connected like the original film, and I appreciate that. Yes, it might have some of its problems, but I didn't mind that because it had me emotionally connected, and I cared about even the worst casting in that film. It didn't bother me at all. I can understand why some people don't like that movie, but for me, I really do love Superman Returns almost as much as I love the original Superman, even though I know Superman Returns is not a perfect film. So I was really super excited to see Man of Steel, which is the brand new Zack Snyder film. Now, I am a fan of Zack Snyder, even though he made a terrible movie about 2 years ago. I don't even want to mention that name of that film. I didn't really like that movie, but I loved 300, and I loved Watchmen, and I really enjoyed Dawn of the Dead, his remake that he did, I think in 2004. So I was really excited that he and Christopher Nolan were going to get together and bring back Superman. I would have liked a sequel to Superman Returns with Brandon Routh. I really would have liked that, but I can totally understand that that movie, though it made its money back, wasn't a huge success, so they were going to reboot the franchise. So I totally understood that, but I would have loved to have seen that sequel, but instead we're getting a brand new character, Henry Cavill, an actor that came out of nowhere to play the great superhero that I grew up loving. I was one of those kids that picked up a cape and went to town. I think most kids my age, who are now old as me, did that. And I think people are still doing that. I went to the screening and people are still doing that. So what am I saying? It's just something that will be going on hundreds and hundreds of years from now because Superman is such an amazing character. So I was really excited, and my expectations and the hype for this film, I was so excited. I stayed away from anything that was negative about the movie. I just wanted to go into this movie with so much high expectations and so much hope because I love the character of Superman, and those trailers were amazing. Those trailers were exciting and fun, and this made you so excited. The cast looked great, from Lawrence Fishburne to Amy Adams to Michael Shannon and to Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. I mean, there was just so many amazing actors that were going to be in this movie. So I was excited. I saw it in IMAX 3D with my friends, and I mean, I waited about 5 to 6 hours for this movie. So I was really excited. I mean, this is probably the most anticipated movie for me of the year. So the movie started, and I was really enjoying it. I mean, I liked that we were on Krypton. We're learning, this is definitely an origin story. We're learning about where Superman came from and how his parents had dealt with General Zod, and it was just really exciting. I was like, okay, the 3D is not, I can say the 3D is not so great, but I was really excited. I just was really engulfed in this movie from the beginning, and I felt like the first few minutes, even though it was, some of the action wasn't really easy to follow, mainly because the camera moved around a lot, and I don't mind shaky cam, but it felt like really excessive. But overall, I was really digging the movie, and I was digging Michael Shannon's performance. And then we go to Earth, and from there, the movie started to change. The movie started to bother me, and mainly because it was going from flashback to the present, and then back to flashback to present. It just felt like very disjointed, and I was trying to connect to something very emotionally because that's just how I work. I don't understand how to analyze movies. Some people are really good at analyzing films and finding faults, plot holes, but as long as I am emotionally connected to a movie, I don't care about plot holes. I don't care that things don't perfectly make sense, because it has grabbed me emotionally. And that's really what I wanted the most going into this film. But it was so hard to just get into it because we're learning about characters that are thrown in our face. We remember their names, we know the actor's name, but we can't connect them, or I could not connect to them on an emotional level. When things were happening, I felt numb, dull, and I was getting depressed, and I couldn't believe it. It also didn't help that this movie went from shaky cam to Caesar cam. It was just shaking so much, even with the action, that I couldn't focus on anything. I couldn't find anything remotely entertaining or eventful or exciting. I was just getting so pissed off. Not to the point where I was hating this movie, because I felt like there was some value to this movie. But there was just so much more that I just did not like, from the way it looked, to the special effects, to some of the, the actors weren't terrible, but I felt like nobody was given it enough to really care about him. There's even a character, and this character is in moral danger. This is something bad is going to happen, but we are never given a single reason to care about this character. When this happens, I could care less if this character lived or died. And that's how I felt mainly through this film. I felt like this was a 2.5-hour movie trailer, all set up with no real reason to give a damn about anything that was going on. I did not connect to this film at all on an emotional level, and it makes me really, really sad. I'm not finding any joy about saying this. This is one of my favorite characters, movie characters, that I absolutely love, and it just hurts me inside to say such things. Now, if you find entertainment value, I was checking online afterwards. This movie is down the middle. People enjoy it or they don't. Some of my friends enjoyed it. Some of them didn't, like I did. So I would love to hear what you have to say about this. Was it emotionally connected to you? Did it work for you? That's great. Or is it like, do you have the same feelings that I have? Did this movie just leave you cold and depressed and only looking forward to another film? Which I think is just a stupid idea, because I think a movie should hold its own and be just an origin story should be a movie in itself, and not just set up credits. It was just, I'm completely speechless, and I don't know if I'll ever really watch this movie again. It makes me sad that what I've just seen. I'm gonna close, and I'm gonna look forward to seeing what you have to say. If I'm wrong, and please, find a very human way to share your feelings without being too, because I'm fine with anybody that's really going to enjoy this movie. I had friends that really liked it, so, and I respect their opinion and everything. So all I ask is that if you disagree with me, try and find a respectful way to say it, and because I'm not happy about dissing this movie. I'm really not. I really wanted to love this movie. I wanted to enjoy this movie. I guess now we just have to look forward to seeing what happens next. But man, I just felt so... I'm going to give Man of Steel 2 stars. I'm MovieManCHAD. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and I'm on Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film, and also go to WhoYouTube.com. And if you want to learn how you can go see unlimited movies for just $30 a month, I recommend that you check out MoviePass.com.